Well, now we queer up out South Florida. The legislative session is underway in Tallahassee. Is the LGBTQ plus community prepared? There's good news for America and bad news for Florida. The good news is Ron DeSantis won't be the next Republican president. The Hill has sources inside the Florida governor's campaign that say he'll drop out after the Iowa caucuses on Tuesday. Now, he's vehemently denied the rumor and says he is, quote, in it for the long haul, end quote. Check back with me here next Wednesday and we'll see. But even if he stays in the race, he's only delaying the inevitable. And that's good for America, but bad for the Sunshine State. An angry, embittered DeSantis could come back and continue his vile rhetoric and constitutionally unsound attacks on civil rights. There's a move to completely eliminate vote by mail, which would suppress Democrat votes. Another set of bills requires age verification on adult-oriented websites. Obviously, porn would be affected. States that have this are geofenced by some popular sites. But what is adult-oriented? Last year, it was drag entertainment and penguin books. Will videos discussing LGBT topics be banned next? Will you need to tell Big Brother that you're watching this very show? The next few months are crucial. Out South Florida, we'll be following all legislative developments and their impact on the November election. And boy, I have to, and I'm working on a bigger piece. I wanted to get something out this week to just kind of say where we're at on the starting line. And I do not feel bullish on the LGBTQ plus community's readiness to fight this. Faye, how many marches have we been on in the last 6 months?
One.
How many fundraisers have you or I been asked to attend or host?
Too many.
Or anything like that. But we're not doing anything with what we're doing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of complaining about specific organizations. I'm not going to name check them here because I want to give everyone a chance to respond. But I'm not getting emails. I'm not getting flyers. I'm not getting invites. And this isn't me being, oh, John Hayden's not invited. No, this is me being the press person who is supposed to be knowing about these things and covering them and telling you about them. And what I'm here to tell you right now is they aren't there. We need to organize. It's easy to say, well, we've got to vote. But as I mentioned, that may get even harder than it already is. We need to begin to organize. And I'm calling on our leaders in Tallahassee, in Orlando, in Tampa, St. Pete, down here. Please get your together because we need you.
You're scaring the shit out of me.
Good.
Because it's true. You're right. November will be here before you know it. You know, I mean, it's scary. It's really scary times. You know, do you think that they'll be able to eliminate the vote by mail?
Yes.
You think that will be done?
I think it can happen. It's been introduced. It has not started a committee yet. It has not started all of that. But yeah, it could pass.
It's a relatively new phenomenon to be able to vote by mail. I mean, that has not been around for, people had absentee ballots that they put in by mail, but to not be away and actually do it, it's a new thing. So a new thing is something easy for them to actually get rid of easily. And again, these are all designed to stop voter involvement.
You know, I thought I'd be happier to hear that DeSantis wouldn't be our president. You know what I mean? Like I thought I'd be happier, but then he comes back to the House and abuses us.
We're gonna suffer his wrath.
But how much more?
And his retribution.
How much more? I'm a woman. If I get pregnant, I can't have an abortion, right? Trans people don't exist. LGBTQ plus kids can't say that they're gay at school, and the gay teacher can't can't use a kid's correct pronouns or anything. What else can he do to us?
He's a vindictive baby.
So there are too many balls in the air, I think, to be able to predict what's going to happen. Because, first of all, like, I really wanted Ron DeSantis to be the nominee because I think he has the best chance of losing the election. So I definitely wanted him. So if he, though, does announce his, his failed campaign and he comes back to Florida and putting his full time here, I do think that the past 2 years he's been ridiculously pushing the boundary of what's constitutional, even though he knows some of what he was pushing was unconstitutional, was just to get the votes for the presidential race. So now that if he's out of that, I don't know if that's going to tamp down just a bit because he doesn't need to posture for the MAGA crowd. And once he's in Florida doing his thing, Donald Trump, if he gets the nomination, which he probably will, he's no friend to Ron DeSantis.
No.
I think he's going to be slapping him down left and right just for the fun of it, which will be somewhat of a help to all of us here.
For sure.
So I don't know if he's going to have the same power coming back. And also, if he's trying to run for a re-election,
DeSantis?
no, he's termed out.
term
He's termed
limited.
out. He's termed out. Yeah. I don't know if he might want to do something else in politics. So I don't know what his strategy is going to be after the governorship. So he might try to be a little bit more on both sides to see
Right.
whatever
I
he's
doubt
going to
that,
do.
Trini.
But
I hope you're right.
But he's lost the MAGA vote. That's
Yeah,
done.
well,
So now he's got to appeal to a different audience.
Well, I'll tell you, in 2026, because, this is all I have to do with my life, I know that Marco Rubio's Senate seat is up.
Okay.
And Rubio never said he wouldn't run for a third term, and then he did. So there could very well be an open seat in Florida. And much like Governor Scott did, finish out his last year and then springboard
Jump over
to the
there.
Senate. And you say he's
That's
lost,
very possible.
Yeah, and you say he's lost the MAGA crowd, but he's still got 60% of the vote in Florida in a statewide vote.
But
So I'm
do you
just
think
saying,
that was because of Donald Trump? If Donald Trump was opposing him when he was running, I don't think he would have gotten that vote.
I don't think he would have either.
No, he
but
wouldn't.
I think
He wouldn't
if Donald Trump loses this year, I think his influence by 2026 will be greatly diminished on who can run, especially in Florida.
Yeah,
That's just me.
There's so much to know. They
yeah, this
could
is all
happen
just
either way. So
prognostication.
don't
Many
get
things can
too
happen. Things can happen.
course.
down in the dumps
Absolutely right.
about it. You know.
No.
But one thing to wrap this up, but one thing to say though is that should Trump win the election, I would not be surprised if he put DeSantis in some position
Yep.
in the
I don't know.
Really?
I know.
I
I
would
don't
not
know.
be
I'm surprised at that either. I'm feeling 100%.
Because I think that if Trump were to win, there are enough of the mainstream Republicans who are really, they're just going with Trump because they have to. But they do want someone to have more of a future in the political party. And that, I think, would be a huge, terrible thing for all of us. If he gets a federal appointment, it will be awful.
He's already got a lot of people that are willing to just do what he says lockstep. I think those are the people. I think he's going to choose Stefanik for his vice president. I think that's why she has done the complete 180 from when she was the reasonable, person to work with both sides, and now she's crazy
Now she's
Trump.
owning it.
So
Lovely
we'll
person.
see how it goes.
We'll follow that for sure.